Hello and welcome to We Learn, Virtual Learning Network. This is session number 2 of the subject Organizing Childcare Services, and the chapter is Basic Concepts in Child Development. The topics to be covered are Scope of Child Development, Development and Growth, Stages of Development, Areas of Development, Importance of the Study of Child Development, Describing universal patterns of development, explaining individual differences in development, understanding human behavior, application in day-to-day interactions with children, importance of infancy and early childhood. So, the scope of child development. This discipline of child development is concerned with the changes in the behavior of children over time and explains why and how they occur. Thus, it aims to describe and explain development in the areas of physical, social, emotional, language, and cognitive functioning. It aims to describe or the development in the areas of physical, emotional, language, also with cognitive functioning. However, childhood experiences have an impact on the ways of thinking and behavior in adulthood. Whatever child experiences in childhood, or whatever the experiences, good or bad, a particular child has, it has a great impact on the thinking, behavior and cognition in adulthood of that child. Thus, child development is concerned with growth and behavior that affects the entire lifespan. Now, development and growth. The term development is used for changes in a person's physical and behavioral traits that emerge in orderly ways and last for a reasonable period of time. So, development is not only physical, it's also mental, it's also behavioral. So, how a particular child develops over a period of time when he or she grows or matures within a reasonable period of time. The three main characteristics of these changes are that they are progressive, orderly and long-lasting. The development keeps on taking place throughout the life. The term progressive implies that these changes result in acquisition of skills and abilities that are complex, finer and more efficient than the ones that preceded them. So whatever progressive or whatever changes occur, they are more efficient and they are more progressive rather than what has preceded them or what occurred before them. The term orderly suggests that there is an order in development. There is a proper order in development in whatever development, the physical or the mental development of the child occurs. Development, therefore, is a process through which a person learns to function with greater ease and competence. Growth refers to physical increase in the size of the body. Increase in weight, height, and the size of internal organs is growth. Growth refers to a quantitative change, that is a change that can be measured. Increase in weight, height, muscle size, all these are physical aspects of growth and development. Now, stages of development. The human lifespan has been divided into the stages of infancy, childhood, adolescence and adulthood. The period from birth to 2 years of age is referred to as the period of infancy. In this period, the child is totally dependent on the caregiver for the fulfillment of his or her needs. After birth, that is a period of most rapid growth and development. The child's skills and abilities increase. So when a particular child have just taken birth, he or she is totally dependent on the caregivers for the fulfillment of their physical needs. And by the time the end of infancy, he or she is able to walk, run, communicate her needs verbally, feed herself, identify family members, recognize herself and venture confidently in familiar surroundings. So, slowly and gradually, the child is also able to recognize family members and other people who keep on visiting in a person's household and becomes more confident in recognizing and in talking to them. The period of childhood is divided into two stages: the period of early childhood, that is from 2 to 6 years, and middle childhood from 6 to 12 years. The period of early childhood is also referred to as the preschool age because at this age the child is learning skills that will help him or her to do tasks associated with schooling. So this is a preschool age where the child learns all minute and little things and also the things and tasks related with schooling. The preschooler has mastered the words to ask questions about things and people. She learns about numbers, colors, shapes, drawings, and the reasons for everyday events. And the child also learns to question that why is a particular thing happening. All these concepts develop from actually seeing things and doing various activities. So all these concepts and all these things actually develop from seeing things and also observing various activities of teachers, students, as well as parents. The child in the age group of 6 to 12 years has matured a great deal and is expected to behave more responsibly than the preschooler. Parental expectations of the child increase. The child moves out of the home to help the family members in their work and may even go to school all by himself or herself. In this particular age group, the child matures, the child learns to understand the good and the bad. The child is also interacting with the peers, the friends, family members, and also sometimes go to school all by themselves. Middle childhood is a period when the child becomes involved in learning skills that will help her to take up a vocation later on. So there, the child starts developing skills which will help them in the life later on. The next stage is referred to as the period of adolescence, that is from 12 to 18 years. The beginning of this period is marked by puberty. Puberty refers to the stage around 11 to 14 years of age when there is a spurt in physical growth. When there are changes in physical growth, that particular stage refers to puberty. This results in a rapid increase in height and weight as well as other secondary sexual characteristics. After the age of 18 years, the person is referred to as an adult. There may be different criteria for considering a person as an adult. One may be the ability to support oneself economically, and another may be getting married and starting a family. So, one trait which can be seen of a person as an adult, that person can vote, the person can also start supporting oneself financially, economically, and get involved in other tasks, other household tasks, and becoming independent, and also getting married and starting a family. But individuals from some families continue to remain financially dependent on their parents till early 20s. There are also some people who remain to be financially dependent on their parents till early 20s. Physical development refers to the physical changes in the size, structure, and proportion of the parts of the body that take place from the moment of conception. So, the areas of development include the physical as well as the motor development. Motor development means the development of control over body movements. This results in increasing coordination between various parts of the body. So, in this particular development, the child learns to have coordination or control over bodily movements and the coordination between different body organs, as well as the coordination between mind as well as body. Language development also takes place in this stage, which refers to those changes that makes it possible for an infant who in the early months uses crying for communication to learn words and then sentences to converse fluently. Here a person develops a language and words and also learn to communicate in a fluent and in a concise as well as in a clear manner. Cognitive development concerns the emergence of thinking capabilities in the individual. The infant is not born with the reasoning and thinking abilities of adults. In fact, the infant acts as if an object that is removed from her sight has ceased to exist. A child, a small child, an infant, when he or she does not see an object, he or she feels that it does not exist, not realizing that if it is not in front of them, it still has an existence. But in this stage, when they become adults, their thinking, their mind, their cognition grows, and they are also acquisited. The infant is not born with reasoning and thinking abilities, but as a child grows, as a child becomes an adult, he or she also acquires reasoning, logical thinking, and also gets to understand the right and the wrong of doing things. Social development. It refers to the development of those abilities that enable the individual to behave in accordance with the expectations of the society. It is concerned with a child's relationships with people and her ways of interaction with them. Social development is concerned with how the child interacts with family members, with friends, with teachers, with neighbors, as well as other significant people whom he or she meets regularly or occasionally. So it deals with the development of the child's behavior and communication with people around. Emotional development refers to the emergence of emotions like anger, joy, delight, happiness, fear, anxiety, and sorrow, and the socially acceptable ways of expressing them. A child comes to know how to express fear, how to express anxiety, tension, sorrow, happiness, delight, excitement in a appropriate manner. But when a child is there, he or she does not know how to express his or her emotions. But when a child grows and becomes an adult, he or she also acquires emotional development. Personality. Personality is a wide term, is a word that we often use while describing a person. A person's personality is like this, a person's personality is like that. So we often use this word in our day-to-day interactions. Personality refers to a person's characteristic ways of relating to others and distinctive patterns of thinking and feeling about oneself and other people. It emerges out of the child's experiences and achievements in the areas of physical, motor, cognitive, language, social, and emotional development. So, a personality includes everything of a child: the cognitive part, the behavioral part, how a child thinks, how a child interacts, how a child behaves with the people around, and how a child respects other people, how a child thinks about himself or herself, the attitude, thinking, thoughts, feelings, as well as emotions of a child, plus the physical aspect of the child. The outward appearance also includes in the personality. The attitude is also included and is a big factor which is included in this term. Interrelationships among various areas of development. Development of physical skills makes the infant mobile, increases her range of activity, and helps her to explore her surroundings. As and when the child acquires physical skills, the infant crawls, moves here and there, and it makes them mobile. This also helps in cognitive development. Language development helps the child to communicate better. It also allows her to interact with more people around and makes them confident. This interaction has a significant influence on her social development. The increasing complexity of thought and social interaction helps her to understand concepts like right and wrong and good and bad. So, the way a child interacts with people around and his or her social development makes him or her to understand and discriminate between what is right and what is wrong, what is good and what is bad. So the importance of the study of child development. The discipline of child development helps us to understand children's behavior at different ages and to guide them in a proper way. Describing universal patterns of development, the way children behave universally. Explaining individual differences in development, understanding human behavior, application in day-to-day interactions with children, importance of infancy and early childhood. So these all things, this particular discipline teaches us and makes us better human beings and better persons. Describing universal patterns of development. The sequence or pattern is common to all children, that is, each child passes through these sequences in the same order. In any area of development, a specific ability emerges at a particular age in most children. Most children acquire a specific or a particular ability to do a particular thing when they grow up. Thus, children usually learn to sit by 6 months of age, speak the first words around the first birthday, and achieve the ability to think in abstract terms around 12 years of age. When they reach 12 years of age, they are able to think in a mature manner and also think of abstract things. Though there is a pattern of development which is common to all individuals, no two children are alike. No two children are the same. They have different attitude, they have different mindset, they have different views, they have different views of looking at things, and they have different likes as well as dislikes. They vary in their likes, dislikes, preferences, interests, skills and abilities, and in the way they talk, look and behave. Individual differences refer to variations in children's personality, skills, and attitudes. In a family, one child may be very quiet and do all the tasks given to her, while the other may always demand her own way. So, in a family also, when there are two children, they may be absolutely different. One child may be submissive or quiet, the other child may be demanding or saying no to most of the things, but one child may be doing all the tasks. So, there may be differences in their thinking and in their personality as well as in their traits. Understanding human behavior. Many attitudes and ways of behavior of adults have their roots in childhood experiences. The way an individual reacts to success and failure, faces challenges, and relates to others can be accounted for by the experiences in the early years of life. So, whatever one faces in the early years, the way one reacts to success, failure, challenges, that is also influenced in the early years of life. A child who felt that she did not get adequate love and attention from parents may, as an adult, feel that nobody likes her. So these traits will keep on in his or her life. A child who is scolded harshly for the smallest mistake may grow up into an adult who fears to take initiative. A small child who is harshly scolded for even a small mistake may not like to take up initiatives or may not like to take up risks, small risks in life. Or a child who did not get adequate love and attention from parents may, as an adult, feel that nobody likes her. He or she may be isolated from daily activities and would be having low self-esteem. Application in day-to-day interactions with children, a description of universal patterns in development and an explanation of individual differences in relation to norms provides an understanding of children which is useful in our day-to-day interactions with them. It provides an awareness of what children can do and a sensitivity to deal with them and help in their development. So, it also helps us in observing the children and their activities and in helping us to deal with them in their development in a better manner. Importance of infancy and early childhood. Firstly, research has shown that the first few years of life influence later behavior to a large extent. Secondly, the rate of development in all areas, physical, cognitive, language, social, and emotional, is the most rapid during these years. The third reason for the significance of the periods of infancy and early childhood arises from the second. Since development is proceeding at a very fast rate, unfavorable experiences such as lack of adequate food, nurturance and care, unhealthy living conditions, sickness or lack of interaction will also hinder development to a considerable extent. So these are the points which parents should take care of. So these are some of the things. Importance of infancy and early childhood. In the same way, favorable experiences will foster development. Thus, both favorable and unfavorable experiences will have a strong impact during this period. Favorable, the good as well as the bad experiences will influence child in a big way during this period as the impressions remain in the child throughout their life. The favorable experiences will also in a big way foster development in a positive way, but the negative ones will leave their marks. So these are some of the questions. You have to do it yourself. Explain the meaning of the term child development and give 3 reasons for the importance of the periods of infancy and early childhood. That's all we have for you in this session. Thank you. Happy learning. We learning.